To this day.
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 What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Abel Sanchez, Gennady Golovkin. Get this. Abel Sanchez wants Golovkin to be aggressive again. He's trying to be something that he's not. Let's go in. Veteran trainer Abel Sanchez doesn't exactly approve of the stylistic changes his former charge, Gennady Golovkin, has made to approach in the ring. Sanchez, who runs the gym out of Big Bear, California, is well known for his work with Golovkin. Under Sanchez's guidance, the Kazakh captured the imagination of the boxing public throughout the 2010s with his punching powers. Sanchez and Golovkin cut their long-standing ties, however, shortly after the Canelo-Alvarez rematch in 2018, which Alvarez won due to disagreement over compensation. Still, Sanchez feels Golovkin is only one of 3 fighters who has the ability to defeat the Mexican superstar and the current 168-pound titleist. Sanchez, however, offered his opinion as it relates to Golovkin. He said to beat Alvarez, he needs to cut out the finesse and readopt the aggressive manner that made him one of the most popular names in the sport of boxing this last decade. I think there are 3 guys who can give Canelo a hard time, Sanchez told Fight Hype. It's Arthur Better Beef because he's a bigger man, okay? David Benavidez and Gennady Golovkin. The only reason that Gennady can beat Canelo is if he gets in the shape he used to be in. In my opinion, he's trying to be something that he's not right now. He's a boxer. He's not a boxer, Sanchez said of Golovkin. Golovkin is going to walk you down and beat the hell out of you, put you out there, or beat you up so bad that you can't continue. In my opinion, he's trying to be something that he's not. He's giving away too many advantages to other guys. Since leaving Golovkin has worked with Jonathan Banks and has been victorious in each of his 3 outings. His 2019 clash with Sergey Derevyanchenko, however, was close and controversial. Sanchez, however, does not think Banks alone is responsible for Golovkin's changes. He says he's got a great coach in Jonathan, but a lot of the things that are being done now are not only Jonathan's ideals, but Gennady's ideas. I think that he wants to prove to everybody that he can box, and he did that in the second fight with Canelo. I think Golovkin's strengths are his strengths. When he walks you down and makes you succumb to what he's got, that's how you're successful. Those are the words of Abel Sanchez. Let me counterpunch. Sanchez is known for an aggressive fighter. He's known for being an aggressive coach. I think Sanchez intentionally likes aggressive people or trains an aggressive style. Okay, he's known for that. You know, he trained guys like Terry Norris. You know, and you're coming from a guy that says black fighters are boring, mind you. But then he trained Terry Norris, and he got Terry Norris to be this aggressive guy. But what happened to Terry Norris? Terry Norris had great boxing ability as well. He had a vicious uppercut. That's what he was known for, his uppercuts. And Terry Norris was big in the 90s, huge in the 90s. But then what happened? He was knocked out by a journeyman called Keith Mullins. Keith Mullins knocked out Terry Norris. Okay? Knocked him out. Why? Because I feel that he was too aggressive. What he sees in Golovkin, not only that he can walk you down, he's often tough, so he can take your shots, but can you take his constantly? You know, I remember damn it, what's his name? out of Russia. Dude, I drew a blank. But anyway, Andre Ward beat him. Canelo knocked him out. The boogeyman. He was the boogeyman of that time. I don't remember his name. Guys, drop it in the comments. I might remember it later in this video. But he sparred Golovkin. And Golovkin, he said Golovkin probably hit as hard as he ever seen anybody hit. You know, and then he's tough. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. said the same thing. Hell, Sr. wanted to adopt him. Okay, so Golovkin is known for that style, but that's the style or the preference of what Abel Sanchez wants to do with his particular fighters. Okay, he wants them to be aggressive. So he's the kind of guy that would prefer you to be aggressive. You know, and he's saying that Gennady Golovkin is not a boxer. I beg to differ. Why? Because he didn't do that shit with guys like David Lemieux. Okay? He did not. He showed you that I can beat David Lemieux with a jab. You know what I mean? A guy that beat Anthony Durrell in the amateurs. Yes, he can box. You know, and I think Jonathan Banks' whole thing is he wanted to tweak Golovkin because he didn't like the way Golovkin was getting hit. Golovkin did get hit a bit too much. If you looked at the first Canelo fight, you know what I mean? His face was jacked up. Scars, scratches everywhere. Abrasions, all over the place. Right? And I think Jonathan Banks is seeing a fighter that's getting older. Golovkin's getting older. So it's like, yo, you can't take, or it's not cool to take that type of punishment as you get older. Okay, you need to find a way to be more defensive. Why do you think Floyd Mayweather was able to compete like he did? Because he fine-tuned the way he fought. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather, and then Floyd Money Mayweather were two different fighters. Pretty Boy was an attacker. He attacked at will. You know, he attacked at will. Whereas Floyd, Money Mayweather, he looked for the counter. He didn't want to give anybody too much of whatever because he knew that took sacrifice on getting countered and getting hit. Okay, so the more you're punching, the more you're vulnerable to get punched. And I think Jonathan Banks knew and seen that in Golovkin. Okay, but Golovkin can box. Okay, just like Abel Sanchez said, well, he did that in the second fight. Yeah, he had to because Canelo was starting to counter him. Okay, that's what was happening. Now, can Golovkin beat Canelo now? I think he could give him a good fight for maybe half of the fight, first 6 rounds. But I don't see him beating Canelo, especially at that weight class, because he's fought all his life at 160. Right? And I don't see him moving to 168, fresh, green, in that division to fight Canelo Alvarez. I just don't see that at all. Okay, so when he's saying, oh, well, it's Golovkin's ideas, Golovkin is worried about his fucking health. Because to walk someone down like that, like Golovkin, like Abel says Golovkin does, that takes sacrifice. It takes punishment. It takes damage. Golovkin's probably one of the toughest people I've ever saw. Him, damn it, what's his name? He got knocked out by James Toney. I was just talking about him. I don't know. I just woke up, guys, so forgive me. But James Toney knocked him out, and he was known for his body punching as well. But he was a tough mother sucker, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up because it's bothering me. So we look up James Toney because I know he fought James Toney. Let's see. It is, guys. Yeah, he fought him a long time ago too. But I'm going down the list here. Vasily Jurov. Okay, Vasily Jurov was probably one of the toughest guys that I've ever seen. And Jurov fought another tough guy. God bless the dead. Julian Letterlow, Mr. KO, they called him. Okay, and he was a tough mother sucker, and he was a hard puncher. And Julian was known for his punching power, and he caught Vasily Jurov. And Vasily Jurov took that punch. It kind of staggered him. Don't get me wrong, but he took it because he recovered quickly. Golovkin's like that. But the older you get, the more you're going to need to protect yourself because your body is not the same. You don't have the same levels of testosterone in your body. Things start to decline. Okay? So I would disagree with Abel Sanchez. I think Golovkin is good at what he does. I agree with that when walking people down, but you can't keep doing the same thing expecting the same result when you're getting older. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Abel Sanchez speaking that on Gennady Golovkin. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.